How's it going, everyone? As always, God bless you. Thank you for being here. I'm Gage, and this is Candy Coral Aquatics. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscription button, tap that notification bell. This is where I talk about all things reefing, but more importantly, where I share the information I've gathered on my tank with you guys to help you become better hobbyists at the hobby we call reefing. Today, guys, I got a package in the mail from BRS, Bulk Reef Supply, and they also partner up with a company called Algae Barn. Algae Barn is responsible for producing all sorts of different macroalgae as well as copepods, which is actually what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. So in a previous video, I talked about how biodiversity is good in a reef tank, why you want to try to achieve that as quickly as possible. So essentially, guys, what we're doing is we're taking a very, very tiny piece of the ocean and putting it inside of our home. Now, when we do that, we run into lots of different issues like nuisance algae. Maybe we even kind of run into things like, diatoms or red slime, things that you're probably not really going to ever see in the ocean. And the reason is because in the ocean, living in harmony and balance, there's all these different things, right? There's every type of pest that you can imagine that we would never want in our reef tank all over every square inch of a reef in the ocean. But the reason they don't get out of control is because there's check and balance systems, right? There's other types of things, predators, bacteria, copepods, things that are actually going to go after the pests and the nuisance algae and slimes and things to keep them at bay. Well, we don't always have that in a reef tank, which is why husbandry is so important, making sure everything is clean, checking up on our filters, adding the appropriate chemicals if need be. And then, of course, adding things like live rock. And in this case, I'm actually going to be adding copepods to the tank. We can also do things like dosing bacterias, but mainly, guys, what I'm trying to explain to you here is when we have a reef tank, we don't have all of those good things in the tank to help keep the bad things at bay. That is something that takes a long time to achieve, but thankfully there are companies like Algae Barn that can help us, speed that process up. So if you're struggling with diatoms and nuisance algae, I suggest that you guys look into putting pods in your tank. Now, when I say pods, I'm talking about copepods. Now, there's a ton of different types of pods. There's sugar pods, copepods, amphipods. There's lots of different kinds. So I'm just going to refer to everything as pods. So what I ended up ordering was the Galaxy Pod set, which is every type of pod, as far as I'm aware, that Algae Barn has to offer. So all of these different types of pods are going to do different types of things, right? They're going to eat up diatoms. They're going to keep nuisance algae at bay by actually cleaning the rockwork and taking care of the microscopic things before they become these big things that we can see with the eye, like nuisance algae or red slimes or diatoms. So the pods that we put into our system or that develop over time is just one small part to a multi-step process to create biodiversity within our reef tank. And good biodiversity, good, diversity overall is actually what's going to help sustain and maintain a very successful, healthy reef tank. So let's go ahead and open this box up and take a look at what we have. So first thing, you get a sticker, Algae Barn sticker, kind of cool. And I think this is pretty neat too. A little Swedish fish. That's kind of cool. It's clever. Packaging is really nice, actually. Very thick foam padding. Here is our Galaxy Pods. Let me see if it tells you exactly what's on here. So live copepods. Here we go. All right, so I might not be able to pronounce all of these, so let me see if I can just get it in the camera here. There we go. If you guys need to pause the video to read it, you can. But that's what's in the jar. So we have trigger pods, Tisbe pods, Apocalops, I can't say some of these, Athonia, and Eutropenia. Yeah, I know I completely slaughtered several of those, but that's what it is. And then down below is kind of what they would look like if you were looking at them, I'm assuming, under a microscope. It doesn't look like anything's in here. Oh, there we go. You can kind of actually see it looks like it looks like dirt swimming around in there. But those are actually all the different pods. So that is cool. I'm going to hold it up to the light so I can see. And yeah. Okay, so first inspection, it looks like there is a absolute ton of very healthy and lively pods in here. You can see them swimming around. So first impression is good. Yeah, it's not like I see a bunch of dead things in here. I can see that they're all moving around and swimming and all that. So very cool, very good to see. All right, and then I also ordered Well, if I can get it out. Some food for them. So this is Ocean Magic. It's live photoplankton, and it's for feeding the copepods. Okay, and it also can boost your coral growth, and it outcompetes nuisance algae. So I was kind of confused by that because it's a form of live plankton. So at first, maybe I just thought of it wrong, but then I started reading into it, and it's like, okay, so the plankton, I guess, helps to eat up nuisance algae as well. But then this photoplankton is also food for both your corals and your copepods, so or your pods, I should say. So that's kind of cool. And then, of course, your basic dosing instructions right along the back there. So that's what I ended up getting. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add them to the tank. So stand by while we shift here. Oh, you know what? Let me get my lens filter. Sorry, I guess I wasn't 100% prepared here. All right, let me slip this filter on. So hopefully the blue light of the Ecotex doesn't just completely wash everything out here. Don't mind my mess. Okay. So you can see I still have a little bit of, I have like a very small amount of nuisance algae on the rock work. So before, guys, there was so much algae in this tank. Like, it was literally growing like long strands of green grass. It was terrible. I did make a video. I just haven't uploaded it yet. So if this video comes out before that one, just stay tuned, because I did make another video explaining how I finally got rid of my nuisance algae. So I'll go over all that in that video. It looks like I still have diatoms. I don't think that they are. If they are, these pods should take care of it, but I don't think it's diatoms. What it actually is all the brown little sections in the sand is where patches of what I'm assuming was green hair algae was growing. And now that it's all dead and dying off, it just looks like, if you get real close to it, it looks like little patches of just like dusty brown stuff, which I know sounds like diatoms, but I really just think it's what's left of that dead algae. You can see it along my glass in the back too. But like I said, if I get in there and like wave my hand around, it's just dust that kind of just disappears. All right, so let's go ahead and add our pods to the tank and hope that our fish don't gobble them up. Now I'm assuming you just pour it in here. Yeah, I don't see any instructions. So salinity on these guys is 1.025. Let me run a salinity check real quick on my tank just to make sure we're close to the same. If you guys don't have one of these, I suggest you invest in it. Boop. It's a digital refractometer. It's pretty sweet. I just put a sample of water on there, hit read, and then it instantly gives me the salinity. So give me 1 second, guys. Let me just do this real quick, rinse this bad boy out. No, guys, it's not food, so everybody can just calm down. All right. Stand by. All right, our salinity is 1.023, so should be all right. All right, now let's go ahead and add our pods. Top of it was sealed. You can see there, it's sealed. Alrighty. Now what I'm going to do is just to kind of make sure that we get all the little guys in there best we can. I'm just going to rinse this out a couple times. Make sure that hopefully no pod is left behind. All right. So hopefully that should have done it. Thankfully, it didn't look like the fish started going crazy and munching them up. The shrimp, on the other hand, I don't know if he detected them or not. He's a little excited, so he might have. But just kind of glancing around here. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to detect them in the water. I'm hoping they're going to find where they need to safely. All right, let's go ahead and let's quickly dose some of this phytoplankton here. All right, let's see what it says here. Add 5 milliliters to every 20 gallons of tank volume each day for the first 2 weeks to allow your tank inhabitants to grow accustomed to feeding on live phytoplankton. After 2 weeks, dosage can be gradually increased as needed because every tank is unique. Optimum dosage will vary. All right, shake bottle well before each use. Spot feed corals and inverts to maximize growth. Okay, so 5 milliliters every 20 gallons. This is a 60-gallon cube. So we're going to use 15 milliliters. Let's give this a shake here. All right, that should be shook up very well. Go ahead and screw this. Pop the seals off. Hopefully I can get a knife here. It doesn't really stink. It just smells like seaweed, which I would expect. All right, there's about 15 milliliters. Let's go ahead and add that to the tank now. Voila. All right, my friends, that about does it for today's video. So we've added the pods, we've added the food, and we're just going to wait for the magic to happen. All right, guys, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. As always, take care. God bless you, and we'll be back to update you soon.